Hey guys, it's Caleb. A little bit of housekeeping before we get the episode started. So the original YouTube video was taken down due to some video issues, and just for the sake of time, it's going to be re-uploaded just as a standard flat video without all the bells and whistles, especially because, as you might hear in the episode, I'm visiting Luke and Christine with my wife Maya over the weekend for New Year's, and that's going to come with its own podcast with other projects that are going on. And so, my apologies for that, but here we go. Hey guys, it's Caleb. A little bit of housekeeping before we get the episode started. So the original YouTube video was taken down due to some video issues, and just for the sake of time, it's going to be re-uploaded just as a standard flat video without all the bells and whistles, especially because, as you might hear in the episode, I'm visiting Luke and Christine with my wife Maya over the weekend for New Year's, and that's going to come with its own podcast with other projects that are going on. And so, my apologies for that, but here we go.
Welcome back to another episode of If I Laugh, the Video Ends.
Welcome back to another episode of Super Soda Bros. My name is Caleb.
And I'm Luke.
Today we have a special guest. It's Christine Soderberg, Luke's wife.
Oh, hi there, friend.
Welcome to the podcast. This is our first guest of the show, so we're very glad to have you.
Yeah, having you as a guest star is really hard because we're like never home at the same time.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Never.
And also,
But yeah,
Christine,
no,
you did the editing for the video version of the podcast last week, right?
Indeed, I did. It took I'm not even going to say how long it took.
It took too long.
But it was fun. It was great. It reminds me of being in college, so it gave me some happiness.
Touch back on old skills you learned a couple years ago.
Wait, not even a couple years ago. It was probably like a year and a half ago,
Yeah,
to be
still,
honest.
it feels like a couple years ago.
Yeah, it feels
I don't think that anyone wants to get reminded of college, though. But if you look back at it with fond memories, then I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For this particular class, I did. These were nice classes.
Fair enough.
My digital.
We talk about
media.
philosophy and psychology and blah blah.
Psychology.
I don't know, whatever those BS classes are, where you
Psychology.
just psychology. You know what I mean? Psychology. Wow. Okay.
That's how you learn how to
Oh,
control
no.
objects with your mind. Psychology.
Psychology.
Oh man.
That was
Oh, Lord
good.
above.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. This is gonna be fun.
Well, let me preface this right here. So we are going to be talking about Spider-Man No Way Home, and it's going to be at the very end of the podcast. So skip ahead to the end of the show, and we'll put it at the very end when the credits roll and everything. So spoilers ahead. Be warned. Ye have been warned.
Be warned, ye scallywaggers.
So with that, let's roll into the first topic, the next big thing. This is the segment where we discuss something that's coming up in pop culture or otherwise that is looking for a bright future. So this week we chose Security Breach, which is a Five Nights at Freddy's sequel that came out a little bit ago, and we've been watching some YouTubers play through the entire game.
Yeah, it being such a heavy lore-based game, and the community behind it is so massive that it's literally taken over YouTube by storm. Like, I try to go on any tab for anything, and Security Breach is on multiple areas. It's pretty chaotic. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it deserves its fame because, honestly, the gameplay is very much different from all the other Fnaf games. There's characters in it that are completely different. The story is different. The game, I said gameplay, I think, but it's completely different feeling kind of Fnaf game. So that's probably why so many people are playing it. And I'm pretty sure it's by far the longest time difference between the last official Fnaf game. So it's kind of been long overdue.
Right, because they used to come out every 6 or 7 months, right? The first couple games just came out in rapid fire, and this one took a long time in development.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of speaks for it because it's so much more complex, and you sit in a room with some cameras and some lights, it's actually like a game.
Yeah, it's almost like free roaming, basically, unless you get caught by some creepy looking robots.
Those stupid. Okay, we're talking about it, but those stupid,
Spoiler.
the stupid staff bots that are literally everywhere, and they're not even scary, but they're the scariest part of the game because they just go like every 5 seconds.
And there is a lot of bugs for this game so far. I mean, that Markiplier has picked up on, like being spotted when he's not even close to a security robot, or like
glitching,
being able to glitch through walls.
Yeah,
and
and
stuff
glitching
like that.
Freddy at a level 10 wall, and you can see Freddy T-posing in a black room.
Or an animatronic, like, glitching out, like, just standing there.
Stuck on a piece of wood on the ground. It's like, I'm stuck.
Gotta go.
Gotta go.
I also noticed that he could hide behind things that were pretty obvious for the animatronics to run around and get you. Like, he hid behind desks and chairs all the time, and he just kind of sprinted circles around them, which probably shouldn't happen.
Yeah, there's some glitches that need to be fixed, but
I mean, it is the first time there's a free roaming FNAF game, so they kind of work.
I mean, there was like that weird. Well, that's not even FNAF. It was a fan made game, I think, with the like Halloween themed. Was that
Shadow Bunny? No, Shadow Glitch Trap.
I don't know. It was like this weird thing where it was like on a farm, and it was with Halloween themed FNAF characters, and it was kind of free roaming, like you were walking around.
Yeah, that's almost definitely fan made.
Yeah,
that's probably fan made.
I was like, I remember something like that, but that's definitely
But I think regardless of the fact, I think that the game has potential, and I mean, we talk about the bugs, but I think that comes with most kind of most new games that really don't have a big budget. Like, I know that a lot of money did go into this game, but I think it's just a little rough around the edges. But that doesn't detract from the fact that it's still a good game, and it kind of stays true to the FNAF roots.
Yeah, it just needs a lot of fine-tuning around the edges, and it's basically a fine game. Like, it's just a lot of little things that they just missed out on coding it, and it just kind of went wonky on them. So it's nothing to hold against them.
I give them a lot of credit for kind of moving this series into like a whole different game type. I guess you could say, like, it's been like really creepy, like underground security offices, and now it's like a whole big mall.
All the lore. There's so much lore. When Markiplier finds golden something, goes, the lore!
The lore!
The lore! Oh, you guys, look at it's the lore. I found it with my eyes.
The lore! The lore!
That's probably the best moment of the series so far for me. It's just him just going off like, oh, all the fans, their minds are going to be blown because of the lore.
Yeah.
Honestly, like that one time where he found a stuffed plushie of Golden Bonnie and Golden Foxy.
No, Freddy, I thought.
There was a third one.
Chica.
I mean, Golden Freddy was such a huge part of the first couple of games. Anywho's, but when he found the first Golden Bonnie, even he was taken back. He was like,
oh, shoot.
Wait a second. This got deep.
Yeah. And, like, I think from watching Matt Pat's numerous theory videos on FNAF throughout the many years.
Even though a lot of them are debunked and fake.
But
wrong.
Yeah. I think he was very excited to play it, and that's why we haven't watched his yet, because we know that he's going to go through every single little detail and be like, oh, this is this. Oh, this is this. And then we kind of just want to see the gameplay first, and then be excited about
the lore videos.
The lore!
Is that that's the intro? That's the name of the podcast. The
lore!
All caps. The lore! But yeah, it's been pretty good.
Yep.
Solid game. I personally have not bought it to play, but I'm living vicariously through YouTubers and getting my dose of FNAF through them.
Yeah, if they updated a bunch or even like change some things or work out a lot of bugs, I'm thinking about it, but at the same time, probably not. Because games like that are always scarier if you're actually playing them, because like if you're watching someone play it, sure, it's scary, but if you're like actually like in control of the person with the lights off, it's a lot more freaky.
Yeah, no.
So for the next segment, we have Never Barely Tried. This is the segment where we talk about something that isn't looking so favorable in the future. Maybe it's on the decline, maybe not, but we can talk about it and kind of see some problems with whatever the topic may be.
And that topic, my friends, is Christmas.
That sounds really dark.
It's a little bit controversial.
It's on the slow decline.
Popularity has dropped.
They're taking
no.
the Christ out of Christmas.
Oh no, it's just gonna be Moss. Welcome to Moss. Live Moss.
I was just gonna say, ding.
Bong. Out of Taco Bell bong.
Hello, I am Nene Jesus.
Oh no. I bring you tacos.
Welcome to my birthday. Call Mas.
Oh no.
But
Yeah, but there's a lot of like problems with Christmases. Sometimes when there's no snow, it doesn't really feel like Christmas. Or we could even talk about how, as an adult, Christmas doesn't really feel like Christmas anymore, and it's really sad.
It ends up just becoming, gotta go buy all these gifts.
And spend time with family, which is great, but like that, that little spirit of Christmas you
That
had
charm,
as a kid,
the little,
it's gone. I don't know why,
the
and
Grinch.
I hate it.
The Grinch envelops every human being at the age of 20-ish. And then everyone becomes, it's Christmas time.
well, it comes with a whole set of responsibilities. Like you gotta buy your own gifts for other people. You gotta write Christmas cards and cook food on your own and make sure your own house is decorated. And when we were kids, everything was already done for us. Maybe we bought a couple presents for loved ones, but we didn't have to set anything up.
Yeah, true.
Took it for granted.
Yeah.
And I think especially for this year of 2021. We're coming off the tail end of COVID, and
Even though at work it's like, ooh, we have a peak. This is not good. There's so many cases, and I'm like, oh my gosh, no.
But don't worry, Joe Byron will fix us. Come on, man.
Oh, come on, man. We gotta get the Hoosier Baduba. No, but like, a lot of people aren't able to travel. A lot of people have to stay home, and not just because of weather reasons, but also for COVID reasons. But for you guys, this is your first Christmas together.
Yeah.
Even though we're gonna be in Connecticut, but yeah.
People were like, "Are you guys coming out for Christmas or coming down for Christmas?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course." And they're like, "Oh, okay." Like
They were surprised by it.
People thought we weren't gonna come down. I'm like, well, it's a 3-hour trip, which isn't that bad, but it's a 6-hour round trip. But it really isn't that bad, and like we have a lot of traditions, and it's Luke's birthday. And I feel like
It's also probably the last Christmas that your family will probably be in Connecticut.
that's also true. Yeah.
It's kind of sad.
So, yeah.
After that,
I know.
it might get changed up a little bit of how we do things.
I would say a lot of it, because everything at our house was at our house for Christmas Eve. I don't know.
Should be fun.
Yeah.
Looks like Grandma Guyette is gonna be hosting a lot more.
Yeah. Yep.
Everyone come to my place.
Yeah.
I want to bring up something real quick. So, being
No. You can talk. I'm allowing you to
I
talk.
feel. Thank you. I appreciate the permission.
Be thankful that you can speak.
Stop. Why do you like this?
I'm being funny.
Yeah, Christy, we're just joking around. So I will be very brief because I know I have a limited window of time for me to speak before Luke takes away his permission.
Oh, jeez.
But no, being married to Maya, who is of course Brazilian, there are certain customs that Brazilians have where the rest of the world or America may not.
The rest of the world?
The rest of the world, yeah.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
But one thing that they do is on Christmas Eve is the really big celebration time, and you're not allowed to eat Christmas dinner until after midnight on Christmas Eve. So once it clicks over to Christmas Day, then you're allowed to eat and everything.
That's crazy.
I would not survive. I would be snacking.
How
all
am I
night.
just hearing about this now, and you guys have been married for 2 years?
I mean, we don't do that because we
Oh, yeah.
we need our food. Come on, you know.
Exactly. Thank you.
I was gonna say, you guys did that last year, your first year married, and just waited until to eat.
No.
I feel like that'd be very hard.
You'll be drinking beer before this, and we just annihilated after like 4 beers.
No food in the stomach.
Just utter wastedness, and then once the food comes around, we eat everything, and then Christmas doesn't turn out so good.
Christmas, you're just like, ibuprofen.
We gotta get the Juba-Duba. Come on, man.
That's pretty cool that they do something like that. I feel like that's more of like something we do on New Year's, like the midnight thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. I can
That
see
would make
that.
more sense. But I mean, if it works, it works for them. That's pretty cool.
Everybody has their own tradition.
I know they have a couple other traditions, but I don't want to misspeak and misrepresent without my being here, because I kind of got in trouble last week for talking about the whole ice and beer
Oh,
thing.
are you gonna apologize for that?
Well, see, the thing is that I think what I made it sound like was that this is something that's pretty common in Brazilian culture, and Maya had a talking to me, sent me on the right way, and said there are some Brazilians, but not a lot. So I have to apologize and take back what I said, and I apologize, and I'm sorry, and I will do better in the future, and I will think of the consequences of my actions.
But those people that do put ice in beer.
They're going straight to hell. It's hot down.
Oh well, I was gonna say
But
give them
isn't
some.
it-
Give some.
Isn't it similar? Well, aside from the fact that
I mean, they got,
ice
it's
melted.
hot down there, so they're gonna need ice where they're going.
Well, like I feel like it's similar to like having a glass beer mug frozen and then putting beer in it.
No, because with that you're not watering it down.
I understand that the ice will melt after it reaches a certain temperature, so I could see why that's not favorable.
Correct.
Having ice in beer because it waters the beer down. But I feel like also there's moisture from the frozen mugs that also kind of water it down.
Not much.
But not a lot.
No.
And not a lot.
Maybe like-
hey,
maybe
I
like-
do it, and it does water it down a little bit when you get
No,
towards
it
the end.
doesn't.
Maybe like 4 drops of water. You have to think when you put a dry mug in the freezer, there's like no condensation. If you put a wet mug in the freezer, that's a different story.
Well,
You'll
there's
probably
also
get, like,
condensation
Yeah, I've
from
done
the
that.
actual like fridge coolant, like coming through.
That's
through
not
the
a
vent.
lot.
That's
No,
true.
It's not a lot.
That's true.
I think if you stick in half an ice cube, it'll be more water than just putting a dry beer.
Anyways, that was
Anywho.
just my thought. It kind of sparked like, oh, frozen things here. Wait, I do that with frozen mugs. And then I was like, wait, that's still kind of different because ice melts and it makes it watery. And now,
I'm gonna stop.
So that is Christmas 2021, a time of joy and also
And
sadness.
I just got an Xbox 360 for Christmas.
You got an Xbox?
Xbox 360.
That's great. Good for you, man.
Incredible. Thanks! I got Pokemon on it.
help.
Trying to play
Help.
Pokemon on it, bro.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for listening to this podcast. Our sponsor this week is Yankee Candle. Don't you just love Yankee Candle? I don't, but we're sponsored by them. Yankee Candle is great. Do you want to know why? Why? They have every kind of candle flavor you can imagine. Anything from pine-scented woods to rotten flesh. It's great. When you walk into their stores, which are located in various locations, you can have the everlasting aroma of straight-up cancer in your nostrils. When you walk out of there, you'll never be able to smell again. Remember, visit yankeecandle.org.gov.com for all your candle needs. Thank you.
That was fantastic.
I'm like, what's something that annoys me sometimes? Yankee Candle.
Those gosh darn candles always try to take everything from us.
I swear, when you get a candle, it's gotta be like bourbon pecan, because otherwise it's not good. Because we got a candle that's bourbon pecan or whatever.
It's not Yankee Candle either.
Exactly, it's Walmart
It's
brand.
the Walmart brand.
So it's better.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes a redneck brand is the best brand.
I really thought you were just gonna say like straight up like rotten stuff from beginning to end, but you started with something good and then you ended with something bad.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really prepared because I thought he was gonna be like, oh, He's just gonna do normal scents, and they also aren't called the flavors; they're called scents.
I don't care.
You don't eat the
It's
candles.
supposed to be mocking a sponsorship that we'll never have.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no, we do. No, they are our sponsors.
Wait. You don't eat your candles when they're at the bottom?
What?
What?
Good soup.
It's good soup. Yeah, it's good soup. Bread.
You just dip your finger in it, and then you take it back out, and it makes a crust around your finger. Ooh, delicious.
Oh, when it hardens and you go, ooh, lasts longer now. Wow, I love going to the ER.
I have become Candle now.
I am Kendall.
Why are you talking about candles now?
Because it's a podcast, you can just talk.
Set,
I don't like it.
set me on fire and call me a candle. Woohoo!
You're already halfway there with the red hair.
Hey, wait a minute.
Got him.
I don't take kindly to very inflammatory, discriminatory comments.
You just should have said inflammatory contents.
Comments.
Correct.
Yes, I agree.
You guys are mean, and you guys don't like people with red hair, and I find that kind of offensive.
Actually, to be
True.
honest,
I mean, that's false.
wait. To be honest, I really hope we have a red-haired kid.
Because they're going straight to the orphanage.
No.
I mean, into our loving
No,
arms.
I'm-
Having an orange hair kid would be kind of
Hey, now if me and Maya can beat you there first.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
You guys might have like blonde and orange hair like within like both of your guys' genetics. I do too, but I physically have red hair, so I feel like I have more of a chance.
Yeah. Imagine having like an orange haired baby that can tan.
He's a day walker. He's one of them day.
One of them.
He's one of them.
One of the chosen.
But Luke doesn't want to admit it, but he does have orange beard.
In my
hair.
beard.
Lots of orange.
Yeah.
That's why I trimmed it today.
You want to take away from the glory that is orange?
Yes, I do.
Technically, aren't there? Isn't it technically called
Red.
Technically called a redhead.
Yeah, but it's not red.
I am able to speak for the people.
I am one of them.
Therefore, I am their voice.
It's all about the Mets, baby. Woo!
Bing bong.
Bring bong.
So, what TV shows have you guys been watching lately? I know that Hawkeye's kind of been taking the world by storm, having a kind of Christmas
Oh
theme.
yeah.
Yeah. Basically, the only thing we have been watching is Hawkeye. I mean, we're in the middle of that. I guess you could say the other show that we were starting to watch was Seven Deadly Sins.
Yep.
Seven Deadly Sins anime, which is pretty good so far. We're only a couple episodes in, but we kind of got sidetracked with life. So I think that once we have some, a little bit of time on a weekend or something.
Late January.
Yeah, end of January, we'll have some time to watch it. But yeah, Seven Deadly Sins is the anime we're currently on, and then Hawkeye's basically the only TV show we're watching right now.
And
Boba Fett's coming out soon.
that's also we're starting to watch a couple episodes of the is it Sexy Beast?
Yeah,
The
it's
one where they do the makeup with like
It's-
animals.
Yeah, it's the dating show on Netflix where they dress do makeup and dress up people as animals, but then they go on dates
And
strictly on personality.
Interesting.
yeah,
It's actually pretty good.
it's pretty good. It's good. It's a good like little watch once in a while when you're bored.
Yeah, that's what we kind of did. Like, want to watch something? I don't know. Furry show. Okay.
Maya and I are big suckers for that kind of like reality show where there's dating or love involved. Like, not Love Island, but like Too Hot to Handle, The Circle.
Oh, is that the Brazilian one with like a little weird blonde?
Yeah. Well, it started off as an American one, but then Brazil made a secondary show on it.
Oh, I was gonna say we started watching like 1 or 2 episodes of that, but it got like really, I don't know. I was kind of bored with it. So it's just the same conversation like 3 times in a row.
So the Circle TV show is everybody's in their own apartment, and they're doing like a social media type thing where they can talk to people over text, and they can use whatever kind of persona they want.
All of them.
The one I was describing before was Love Blind, which is that marriage one.
Oh, yeah, that's when we started. I didn't really like it that much.
Yeah, it's majority of it is pretty scripted, or
Yeah.
nudged in a certain direction. But the Circle's really good. The Circle season 1 is literally iconic. Like every single character in season 1 of the Circle is amazing. And then Too Hot to Handle is everybody gets put on an island, and you know you're trying to find love, you're trying to find connections with people or whatever. Who you most attracted to, because everybody's gorgeous. It's literally like I want to say it's like 5 guys, 5 girls, and everybody's hot. I mean, hence the name of the show. But
And everybody's.
But then at the end of the first day, like the big premise of the show is like you can't do anything remotely physical, like no kissing, no touching, you know, no naughty stuff. And if you do, then prize money gets deducted from the big piggy bank at the end. So people have to resist the urge to kiss people and stuff, and it's like this whole drama thing.
A whole fiasco.
Yeah, it's that kind of like mindless brain rot that Maya and I sometimes like to watch.
Brain rot.
See, like for me, like when I watch a show, it has to have some point to it, because otherwise, like I'm like, okay, I'm just like wasting my ego.
These shows basically have no point. It's you're just in it. You're in it for the drama. You're in it for the backstabs. People stealing other men or girls or whatever. It's a whole mess.
Yeah, that's why I would rather just stick to like some sort of either anime or some other show that's has a story to it, and not just like, oh my gosh, she's so hot. Oh my gosh, she's so hot. Yeah. Meh.
That's
Gross.
nasty.
And kisses. Oh no.
That's how you get the COVID.
Woohoo, yay.
That is how you get the COVID-19.
That's how you do it. You touch.
Speaking about touching,
Uh-oh.
have you seen Spider-Man No Way Home?
The tingle.
The tingle, the touching, the kissing, the crying, all of it.
And make sure you comment. Make sure you comment and give suggestions or feedback or anything.
Please leave a comment on our YouTube video, because YouTube got rid of the dislike button. So if you don't like this video, just leave a comment saying, "Hey, do better," and we'll try to strive to do better.
Or not. Or maybe just screw you and
Leave a
we're
like
gonna do what
and-
we want because we're independent. It's strong.
We're independent people, so we like our own video, even if you don't. Like our video, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. And have a great night.
Wait, Luke, hold on. So, oil makes fire. Fire makes food. Food makes meat. And meat makes smell.
Wait, do you smell bacon?
Alright, so what did y'all think of the movie? I know you saw it a little bit after me and Maya did, but it was really hard trying to hold my tongue speaking to you guys about it, and even just going on social media and seeing what was going on with the whole social media first.
I would like to start with social media and how dumb it is. I got on TikTok one day during last week, and all I saw was somebody videotaping in the theater a scene from Spider-Man No Way Home, and I was so mad. And I wanted to go back to report it, but then I actually watched the scene and I didn't want that, so I just deleted the app, and I got really mad at the app, so I haven't really been using it that much afterwards.
I would totally report people.
I wanted to, but then that would mean I'd have to watch the video, because I'd have to click on the buttons, and I didn't want to do that.
Well, now you can.
But now I can, so I can control what I see on TikTok, but now, for some reason, nothing's on TikTok. So
I'm gonna say something pretty unpopular. I think that was your own fault for engaging in social media before you saw the movie.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't think that people would actually post. Like,
It's the
live
internet.
scenes.
It's the internet.
No, I'm innocent.
Well, now you know better. Don't do it again.
Yep,
No, but
that was dumb.
no, it wasn't a dumb thing or anything. It was just one of the situations where you weren't expecting to come across it, but it happened.
Yeah, you weren't expecting
I was
someone to.
furious.
Yeah, you weren't expecting someone to film the movie screen and post it. Like, who does that?
Well, spoilers are out the window, so if you don't mind sharing, what scene was it?
It was when they saw the first Spider-Man coming through the portal and the grandmother.
Oh, that's grandma.
Ned's grandma was wearing like ah! And there was that scene, and I was like, no.
That's like the best reveal of the whole movie. I can't believe that was the thing that spoiled for you.
Yeah, but I only saw the grandma like going like bonkers, and I didn't really get a good look at which Spider-Man it was. So that whole scene was like still pretty good when I saw it, especially since it was Andrew Garfield. It was like 100 times better.
One of my favorite, obviously Tobey Maguire coming in was my favorite because I was, kind of grew up watching all the original Spider-Man movies. But like him like coming through the portal and then they're like, "Oh, you Spider-Man?" He's like, "Well, I don't go around shouting it to everyone." Yeah. I am.
And,
I thought that was really funny.
And Jay's just like, "Look, prove it." And then he hangs on the wall, and she's like, "Anybody can do that. Walk around the ceiling." And he's like, "Walk around the ceiling?" She's like, "Yeah, walk around the
And she
ceiling."
keeps throwing bread.
Yeah, it just hits him right in the chest. He's like, "Ow."
Can you throw something else that's like?
Not bread. Yeah, I think she's one of my favorite, like, MCU funny women that are now a part of this entire franchise. I like Zendaya and I like MJ, her character, a lot because she's kind of like emo, but not really emo, but also
like
kind
grunge.
of
Yeah, very grunge. Like she doesn't care about anything.
yeah.
Well, what's that line? What's the line that she said? It was like, never expect anything.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
you
it was
can't-
like expect disappointment or
If you expect
disappointment,
disappointment, you won't be
disappointed.
disappointed or something like that.
Something like weird, but to do with disappointment.
Well, it was clearly pretty memorable because none
Yeah.
of us know.
Well, I mean, we only saw the movie once. I think if we saw it again, it would clip.
So, like, some of the big moments, for example, like the Spider-Man showing up with Ned opening up the portals to usher them in, and then at the end of the movie during the big fight scene when, like you said, all three Spider-Men are all together.
I think also my all-time favorite part, because I was hoping that this particular scene I'm going to describe to you right now, was going to be part of the movie. No, do not. No. Shh. Go away. Was when, I can see you opening your mouth and you're going to interrupt me and then I'm going to cry because I'm actually getting emotional talking about this scene. So don't even.
Green Goblin.
Caleb, help. But this scene where MJ fell, because I saw that in the trailer. Obviously, I knew she fell, and I was like, it'd be so dope if Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man, saved her and got his like redemption for just missing his opportunity to save Gwen in his universe. And as soon as Tom Holland's Spider-Man got ripped away from saving her, I was like, no way! And then Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man was like, I got her! And starts running, and I was like, no! And then it was Naomi sitting on to my left, and then Luke sitting on my right. He leaped and started to go after MJ, Spider-Man, and caught her. And I was so happy and so sad at the same time. And I started sobbing, like absolutely like mental breakdown status sobbing. And at the end of the movie, Naomi was like, I thought you were having a mental breakdown or something. And I was like, I was. It's fine. But I was literally like, I was full on like huffing and like, you could see me like gasping for air and my entire face was wet. And I was like,
Well, it was a very
This is
emotional.
so
It was a very
good.
emotional part of the movie where, Andrew Garfield wasn't able to save his MJ, but then he was able to save someone else's MJ, and like you said, redemption kind of thing, being like.
and like you could see it in his face how like Andrew Garfield's very good at displaying emotions. Like my dad after the movie was like, he is just a great actor for displaying emotions in general. Like he's overemphasizing everything so everyone knows what emotion he's feeling at that exact moment. And I totally got that when he caught MJ and was like, are you okay? And MJ was like, yeah, I'm fine. And then I think she asked like, "Are you?" And then he like shook his head and like quivered and started to cry. And I was like, yeah, I was too busy wiping my own tears that I was like, I can't
Yeah,
look
because
at his.
nobody else
little
really. Well, he did tell him at one point where he lost his MJ Glenn. So I was gonna say no one else knew what he went through, but then I just recognized right
Yeah.
you know.
Well, let's also talk about the super emotional Aunt May death. Like nobody saw that coming.
Too.
Like
Nope.
like in every other Spider-Man movie, it's always been Ben to kind of give Peter the push that he needs to beat Spider-Man. But this was super late. Like Peter Parker has been Spider-Man for a couple of years at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, not even counting the blip where he was on for 5 years. So Aunt May dying out of nowhere and then giving him a moral conflict of, do I take revenge for her death because I know that the Green Goblin killed her? You know, and what's he gonna do about that? And ultimately, he gets help from the other Spider-Man in the end, where he's literally about to skewer Green Goblin on his own glider, going back to the very first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. He's literally about to murder him in cold blood, and then it gets stopped, and then he kind of has this realization moment of like, oh, what was I gonna do? You know, and then
Yeah.
you know,
What's Aunt May's legacy, like helping others and not hurting them in any physical aspect. It's more of like her helping.
and that very iconic line of, with great power comes great responsibility.
Oh yeah.
That shook. Like nobody was going crazy, but you can just kind of feel the weight of it as everyone kind of took that in.
Yeah, I was not expecting that death. Like she was fine, and I was like, okay, they're just gonna go to the hospital. It'll be fine. And then all of a sudden she collapsed, and I was like, what?
Oh no. Wait.
And I was like, no. So, I mean, it also kind of sucks for Tom Holland's Peter Parker because he lost Tony Stark. Right
So he lost
before
his
this.
father figure, who wasn't his father, and he lost his mother figure, who wasn't even his mother.
Yep. And then all he had left was MJ, and when she started to fall, I was like, no.
And then when everyone's memory got erased, then he really has no one.
Yeah.
And also, like, I was talking to Luke, I was talking to our sister Ruth on the phone today, and we talked a little bit about Spider-Man, and she couldn't understand why Peter had to make a new suit at the end of the movie, because why couldn't he just use the Iron Spider suit that Tony gave him? And so I'm like, well, I mean, it's not just everyone forgot about Peter Parker, like, literally all traces of him have been erased. There's no media, there's no pictures, there's no newspaper articles that have his name in it. Everything just kind of got
He's a
reset.
he's a start from scratch.
And that includes programming. So, like, the Iron Spider suit wouldn't recognize him as having access to it.
Oh, true.
Yeah, so that's like the original Spider-Man. He had, like, make his own costume.
Yeah. He had sewing machine, and he had this big show.
And he's got such a glossy Spider-Man.
I know, it's shiny. It's like silky.
Shiny! That was really cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. And also, now they kind of have a new direction to push things in future Spider-Man movies, where he's got to rebuild all of his friendships and connections with MJ and Ned.
So who's ready for another trilogy of Spider-Man?
This is a almost seamless trilogy, kind of like the original Star Wars movies, where there's no bad Spider-Man movie within this trilogy. Just like there was no bad Star Wars movie within the original trilogy. And they tied it off on such a great note where they kind of explored the multiverse, they kind of got Doctor Strange involved, and they kind of set it up for things to come.
Yeah, I think will be really good. And they also, via Into the Spider-Verse, they introduced so many different characters for the franchise, including Miles Morales, obviously.
He paid
Yeah, the pig one. The anime lady with the robot spider. Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, and then Peter Parker. Just like I call him the Peter Spider-Man because he's just like
Just the whole idea of intertwining the multiverse in this movie gives them satisfaction, realization, like, oh, there's more Spider-Man.
Yeah. And they kind of like hinted into this movie, into Spider-Man No Way Home. They hinted like when Electro, I'm calling him Electro, but yeah, he was like, I thought he was going to be black. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man was like, oh no, I'm sorry, but maybe in a different universe. And I was like, oh, Miles Morales.
Exactly.
So I was like, oh man, I'm excited. And like, they also like into the Spider-Verse, they introduced different villains, and one of those villains was Kingpin, and they introduced him via that platform, I think, just to kind of refresh everyone that he's actually in the Marvel universe and is a villain ready to go.
I'm glad that they took Kingpin because I mean there's a lot of great villains in the Spider-Man universe. I feel like oh, well, I was gonna say there's a lot of great villains in the Spider-Man universe, like in the comics and all that. So I think Kingpin's a really solid one to pick, and having him in the into the Spider-Verse is a great way of like introducing him in a big way, so that when you branch into Hawkeye. And the very last scene is like a blurry, mirrored image of Kingpin, and you're just like, when we saw that episode, I'm like, no way, that Kingpin like here now. Like, just having a new villain in a movie is something that I always love seeing. So seeing Kingpin now in the Marvel universe and as a prominent character is pretty exciting.
That's why I was so excited for the Spider-Man. That's why I was so excited for the Spider-Man movie in general, was because we had so many returning characters from all different universes, and they kind of having all of them interact together with Tom Holland's Spider-Man was just something fresh.
It's so cool.
That was so cool.
So
like,
it was so satisfying, like childhood memories of watching Spider-Man movies, and all these Spider-Men and Spider-Villains are all together on the same screen.
Yeah, and
Pretty
having speaking about villains, having that redemption for Otto Octavius at the end was so cool. Like we all knew in watching the original Spider-Man that he wasn't really a bad guy. He just was overpowered by his machine, and having the sun in the palm of his hand and having all that power. So seeing Tom Holland's Spider-Man like creating a cure for him, placing it, and then having it actually work, like see how Doc Ock reacts to like seeing for the first time.
Like being like normal again.
Yeah, and being able to control what he does was really cool. And having him help out the Spider-Man at the end of the movie was awesome too.
Yeah, that's
getting Electro.
Yeah, that's just saying how seeing like everyone thinks it's Doc Ock as a villain. Oh, he's a bad guy. But seeing him as like how he actually is, he's actually a hero because he was just manipulated by his technology. So seeing him like fight for the greater good was pretty awesome to see.
Indeed. Also, tying real quick back into Hawkeye. So the actress that plays Kate Bishop, Haley Steinfeld, she does the voice of Gwen in Spider-Verse.
Oh.
Yep. I knew that.
I did not know that.
She's an all-around pretty good actress. I like her. She's very quirky and kind of obsessive, but also like laid back.
She's obsessive and hyper.
I mean,
in a good way. In a good way, I think.
in a good way, I guess.
way.
But I'm excited to see where her character goes and how it relates to Yelena and then ultimately the Deaf Girl Kingpin.
Oh, sorry, I had time. I was just saying, the Deaf Girl, she has a name and it's super memorable. Deaf Girl?
Maya.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I
it's
forgot.
Maya.
Oh yeah, like Death Girl.
I have so many Mayas. Like I have a Maya at work, and then I have your Maya, and then I have now a
And it's
make-believe Maya, and
the
then I
dog.
have Maya the pug, and it's too many Mayas.
I'd say not enough Mayas. I think there needs to be more. We need to enter the Mayaverse.
There's only one Maya,
And she
and
is
the last name is
she is the queen. She is
The pug.
my queen.
no.
No.
You are an artist, and this
Soderbergh,
vehicle
but
is your brush.
Lovato?
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
But now Soderbergh, there's no going back.
Drop forever 1,000 nights. Eepa, Eepa, Eepa.
What?
That's a reference for those few who from.
Spider Pig. Spider Pig.
Spider Pig
Does whatever a Spider Pig
whatever a
does.
Spider Pig does. Daddy's weak from a web.
Power
No, we
weapons
can't.
now
He's a
available.
pig. Look out! Here comes the Spider Pig.
Yeah.
That's for like 2% of our audience.
that's for Micah.
Anything else?
What else?
Anything else we want to touch on in either?
I kind of want to touch more on Hawkeye, but also it's been over 50 minutes, so we kind of briefly said, yeah, we're excited for Hawkeye, and then kind of forgot to talk
Well,
about it.
the finale's coming out tomorrow, so I'm sure
Yeah.
whoever.
Maybe next week we'll talk about it as a family,
That's true.
As a family,
All together.
all together.
in separate areas.
Not together, because next
Together.
next week we're traveling to be with you guys for New Year's, so we can do an in-person podcast.
I know. But we're going to do podcasts in different rooms.
You know, we can bundle up close.
Really?
Close together for the warmness.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we can get all close and we can. Because obviously your guys' oil is off, so we're gonna have to bundle
Yeah,
together.
you're gonna have to get
No,
real
I'll
close.
contact them tomorrow and see what's up. See if they can come in. I'm sure it's just
If
like
any
a
of
simple.
our 35 followers know what to do in this situation, let us know in the comments.
Well, I'll just email them tomorrow and just be like, hey, we need someone just to check out our furnace and.
You're better off
Do your
calling
thing.
them because it's a pretty important thing and hoping that none
The-
of our pipes are seized. Ah.
I mean, the lady. I mean, when I emailed to get our oil done, I emailed it to she. So we just did it right there.
Anywho.
Anywho, oil.
The price has gone up. Thanks.
Oil and gas have skyrocketed
Because of the 2020
Oh,
fart.
Good old 2020. Nothing beats 2020.